Hi, my name is Chris, and my PhD research is looking at the various discourses related to free-roaming cats and cat-human relationships within Western neighbourhoods, predominantly in the UK and the US. Known to many as the notoriously independent pet that roams neighbourhoods worldwide, the domestic cat, Felis catus, occupies a somewhat liminal status between a domesticated and a wild or wild-like animal. My research asks, what are the various discourses surrounding free roaming and free living cats? And I examine social discourses surrounding cats living in urban neighbourhoods, exploring ideas about domestic, urban and wild animals and points of contention regarding free roaming neighbourhood cats. I employed a thematic discourse analysis of comments and exchanges associated with media stories surrounding free roaming cats. I collected comments responding to 7 different news articles, magazine pieces, and a YouTube video. This generated almost 2,500 comments from 1,800 unique users, with text on average between 50 and 100 words in length, which is a lot of data for a qualitative study to handle. However, comments that went beyond the scope of my thesis were coded as off-topic and put to one side. The remainder I divided between 3 thematic groups that comprise key chapters of my thesis. Today I'm going to talk about 400 comments containing discourses about neighbourhood cats. To build upon emerging themes, I also developed a qualitative survey, and this generated data from a further 77 respondents. From my analysis, different ideas emerged regarding owned cats and guardian responsibilities. For those who consider cats to be a domesticated animal who belongs in the home, guardians who allow cats to wander are deemed irresponsible in terms of cat welfare and their safety, with these comments pointing out the various dangers that might befall unsupervised cats, and even shaming guardians who allow their cats to wander. Concern for predation of local wildlife, especially birds, is a major source of contention. Even where wildlife populations are unlikely to be affected, predation by cats is frequently disapproved of. Cat guardians are more likely to accept predation as what cats do, or claim that their cat does not hunt. Sometimes cat predation, particularly when the preferred prey is rodents, is praised as a sign of vitality. But mostly views on predation range from a reluctant acceptance to outright outrage. Some people just seem to not like cats trespassing on their manicured lawns, sitting on their cars, or pooping in their vegetable plots. In fact, the poop complaint is surprisingly common. Now, I understand this is a generalisation, but taking pride in a garden is associated with home ownership and higher social economic status. And these discourses, they are portraying cats as trespassers, vandals, and uncouth creatures that are transgressing some notion of neighbourhood properness. This is tied in closely to the dog comparison. So there's a lot of banter about dogs being better than cats and vice versa, and although this is mostly light-hearted, when it comes to the nuisance behaviours of cats, dog guardians are frequently used as an example of responsible pet ownership, and this comment is very typical. If a dog damaged property, the owner would be responsible. If you choose to let your cat wander, that's your responsibility to take care of its actions. In the previous examples, cats were framed as domesticated animals that should be protected and controlled by humans. Others assign cats with a wild or semi-wild-like nature that renders confinement a form of imprisonment bordering on cruelty. And the right to roam is fiercely defended by many cat lovers. And even those who recognise it is not always possible to do so, believe cats are happier when they are able to wander freely and frame this as the ideal scenario. But what about free-living cats that have no human home or guardian? This is an image I showed in my survey, and the responses on this slide represent the various discourses that were also prevalent throughout the comments I analysed in relation to free-living cats. A few expressed the opinion that these cats were better off than those that lived indoors. More often, unowned cats are viewed with either pity or disdain, with a mix of concern for the cats themselves and for the negative impact they might have on the community. The desire to rescue is a common theme, and many are convinced that cats are better off in homes or shelters being cared for by humans, with only a minority favouring a care in the community type approach. And the importance of neutering was stressed from the cat welfare, community and wildlife perspectives. So discourses surrounding free-roaming cats reflect broader social discourses related to social control, biopolitics, and our responsibilities towards domestic animals and wildlife. Foucault coined the term biopower to refer to the diverse techniques for achieving the subjugation of bodies and the control of populations. Biopower is exerted over feline bodies in the form of confinement, microchipping, neutering, pedigree breeding, placing street cats in shelters, euthanasia, conservation strategies, laws restricting roaming, and best practice information promoted by both cat and bird advocates, and media reporting on feral cats. And the term feral itself is used as a form of othering. However, the recognition that cats are individuals with different needs is often overlooked and their agency ignored. In the second thread of my PhD, I'll attempt to bring in these feline perspectives. The hope being that with a deeper understanding of the various social discourses and their nuances, efforts can be tailored towards workable solutions that consider the context in the cats, as well as the people who care for them, wildlife, and the community. So I'm happy to answer any questions on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Or feel free to contact me via email. Thank you.